We did one for Grow Coffee like that.
Okay. Start.
Okay, hello. This is an interview with Lynn Janke, one of the founders of the Australian Chocolate Company, which trades as Charley's Chocolates. I'm Ruth Ned, one of the board members of Australian Chocolate, and the aim of this interview is to find out a bit more about Charley's and how it came about. So, Lynn, tell us a bit about the origins of Charley's.
Okay, well, it came about quite strangely, actually. My background is, in fact, ladies' handbags.
Right.
So it was a small step from handbags to cocoa. Anyway, I was Myers national handbag buyer for many, many years. I moved to Origin as product manager, and then we had our own very successful handbag business, direct selling business in Melbourne. Mm-hmm. And then we used to come up to Far North Queensland for holidays. We loved the environment up here, wanted to divest ourselves of our Melbourne business and wanted to move permanently up here, but we had to do something. So we thought about cocoa, as you do.
Of course.
After watching a show on ABC Landline, we started investigating it, and big jump from ladies' handbags, but business principles the same, into cocoa, and here we are today.
Right, well, tell us about the business model so that we all understand why we're going to make some money.
Okay, all right. Having been in business for a long time, we identified that if you have all your eggs in one basket and don't have various aspects to your business, it can be a little dangerous. So we decided that we'd establish the business with four interconnecting and,
Interdependent.
Can you cut it? Interdependent. You can cut that, can't you?
I'll try.
Interdependent businesses. So it's like having four pillars. The first one is the agricultural side, where we actually grow the cocoa. And that's what we're sitting in now. So we have all these beautiful cocoa pods and cocoa trees around us. So that agriculture is number one. Having grown all this cocoa, rather than shipping it out down south and getting somebody else to make it, we wanted a value add by manufacturing from the pod through to the cocoa bar. And so we grow it, we then manufacture it here in Far North Queensland. We don't ship it interstate, with all due respect to the southern states. We manufacture here in Far North Queensland. And then having made around, just from this small plantation, 50,000 80-gram bars a year, we need to sell them. And that's where our background came in very strongly, because of our retail background. So we have a very strong online business, and we obviously sell to independent shops up here and a couple of outlets in Melbourne and Sydney. So that's the retail side. And the real sleeper, the most exciting one to some extent, has been tourism. Because we had no idea when we started this how very, very interested people were in where the food comes from. And we started off with 1 tour a week, then we went to 2 tours a week, and now at the busy times we have to do 3 tours a week, and they're always booked out, and we don't take more than 45 people.
Well, that's sensational.
Yes, absolutely sensational.
Sensational. Now, but what about the cyclones and things? How do we solve that?
They're not called cyclones. We refer to them as weather events.
Oh, right.
Weather events, yes. Weather events, cyclones. That was our big question when we started talking to potential investors for our first round of seed investment in Australian chocolate. We started talking to people in the far north about investing in the tree crop. And as you can possibly imagine, after having Larry and Yazzie in recent years, they weren't too keen. So we looked at what we could do to mitigate an act of God. Not much you can do other than put in trellising, and that's what we've done. So at Charley's, we have a world first here. Cocoa's never been grown on a trellis anywhere else in the world.
Hey.
Now, a fruit grower up here was virtually wiped out in 2006 when Larry came through. In 2011, we were hit very seriously by another Category 5, Yazzie. He did not lose one tree on trellis, not one. Wiped out with Larry, didn't lose a tree. You'll lose your leaves, that's a given, but you won't lose the trees.
Well, that's comforting,
yes,
at least.
Is. That's what we found.
But you also use beans from different locations, don't you?
We do. We have our own beans here from our own Mount Edna plantation. We are purchasing beans from other growers in the far north, and we also, as again mitigation against a weather event in the far north, we will also purchase beans from the Pacific region. It's close to us, we support our Pacific neighbours, and it gives our customers variety. So it works on all fronts, basically.
Well, that's true. And the final question, of course, is Charley's is looking for more seed funding.
Yes.
So what are you going to do with any additional funds raised?
Well, we have a problem right now, Ruth, that we only can manufacture 600 bars a week. And the demand is far exceeding supply. We're at a stage now, the whole project for Australian Chocolate Proprietary Limited in its infancy was 1.5 million. In that first seed funding round we raised half a million, which put in the infrastructure of the trees, lots of other equipment. We now need to lift that production base from 600 to 2,000 a week, and we need to do that in the immediate future because we are turning away business, and that's not a good look. Not a good look. So that's what we're looking for further funding to do, is to gain more equipment, chocolate manufacturing equipment and to also get more trees in the ground.
Right. And presumably to become a commercial operation.
And we're commercial now, but become a bigger commercial operation than we are right now, yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And what does this business do for Far North Queensland, very briefly?
Briefly, it does a lot. We have the beautiful reef, as you know, and the rainforest here, but sometimes the weather can be a little inclement. Mission Beach has been hit by 2 cyclones, so it's very tourism dependent. So we involve the local community in our tours, and we get local beef, and we use local rolls. So it's very much a local environment tour and a local environment experience. So it works for Mission Beach community as well as for us as a tourism business as well.
Okay, thank you very much indeed.
Thanks, Ruth.